You are only that electricity flowing everywhere, not in the bulb alone. You are everywhere. So that idea is being told here that Purusham in the body is like the Jivatma, otherwise it is the Paramatma, the upper bird. Purusha Prakristho, he bhunkte Prakriti Jan Gunan. Because Purusha is stuck inside the Prakriti, like the electricity is inside the bulb, it is experiencing the bulb at that moment. Why it is experiencing? Karanam Gunasangosya Sat Asat Yoni Janmasu. Because of the gunas of the Prakriti, red bulb will show redness of light. Electricity has not become red. But if you are the electricity inside that bulb, you will think, I am red now. Or if the green bulb is there, how you will think, I am green now. For example, now you are in a boy's body, the Atman. I am a boy. When it goes into girl's body, it's a girl. So the same electricity thinks that it is changing its forms and names. Sunlight is there, right? If it comes through a colored glass, red colored glass, and falls on the floor, what color does it look like? It looks like red color. And when it comes through a blue colored glass, it looks like blue color. But does sunlight have any color of its own? No, it's pure, colorless. Water is colorless, unless the tank is not clean. But if you put it in a colored bottle, a yellow color bottle, from far what does it look like? Yellow water. In red color bottle, red water. That's how our vendors, street vendors sell. They put colors in the same sugar syrup and sell it to different children. Last time you had green color, no, today you have yellow color. That child innocently buys one more drink. But nothing has changed actually. So this is how the Purusha experiences differences in this world. In you he behaves one way, in she behaves another way. The same Purusha is behaving and experiencing as if it is becoming you and she and everybody else. Like the water starts thinking I have become red because everybody is calling me red. Bulb starts thinking I have become green because everybody is calling me green. But electricity is not changing. That electricity is Purusha, but it appears to be stuck with the Prakriti, therefore it behaves differently at different times. So now the answer is to your one question, that why am I behaving differently from being God? Why I am not behaving like God all the times? Because I get attached to my body, attached to my emotions, attached to my mind, and get sucked into that idea that I am body and the mind and start experiencing the joys and sorrows. When I become detached from it and see it from a distance, I don't experience joys and sorrow. That is the idea. So this is how Vakaranam Guna Sangosya, because it gets attached to the gunas of the body, the Prakriti, the Purusha within, I think unchangeable, yet it becomes attached and behaves as if it is experiencing good and bad things. Now you know why you behave badly or good despite being God, because of this Prakriti which is full of gunas, and once Tamas Guna takes over, you behave like a demon. Rajas Guna takes over, you behave like a very ambitious human, and when Sattva Guna takes over, you behave like divine. This idea that because of this you are born in different wombs, different houses based on your gunas. If you have sattva gunas, next birth you will take in a good household where everybody is sattvic. They'll help you to progress further. If you are rajoguna, you'll be born in a family which is always rajas. Tamoguna, born in a tamoguna family. Kathopanishad Yama declares this. Yoni manye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehina sthanum manye anusayanti yatha karma yatha shrutam. Based on what you have learned, what you have heard, what you have practiced in your previous birth, you will be born accordingly in different kinds of wombs, different kinds of parents, different kinds of families, different environments. So if you are born in a sattvic family, you have to really congratulate yourself. You must have done something good. So that the parents are devoted, all your family members are devoted, they don't come in your way of your spiritual progress, you are very lucky. Otherwise, imagine the plight of Prahalada. He was born in Hiranyakashipu's family. Why was he born? That is because there is a karma. Hiranyakashipu had to be redeemed by Narayana. Therefore, this was the drama played. But otherwise, we are born according to our last deeds. Even earlier chapters, Krishna has talked about whatever your last thoughts are, whatever you have done, according to you will be born. So this is the idea. But our Mundaka Upanishad says, the one who has finished all your desires, paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu, ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. The one whose all desires are fulfilled, he is free, not attached anymore to anything, anyone. Such a person is redeemed. They don't have to take another birth. Same thing Krishna is also going to declare over here. What else it does, that Jiva Purusha within us? It does Upadrashta. It is a close witness to everything. It doesn't participate. Some boy wrote yesterday, Swami, why do I see bad things if God only is seeing everything through me? God is not interfering in your decision to see bad or good. God is simply ability to help you see anything that you want to see. Like a knife. You want to cut an apple with it? Yes, cut an apple. Knife is not doing anything. It's only a knife. If a doctor uses the knife and saves the patient, that is also knife's job. So electricity is not doing anything. Electricity is just a witness. Upadrashta. And how is the witness? Upa, close witness. Nobody sees you as as closely as this Purusha, the part and parcel of God in you. It sees you closely. Anumanta, see, this is the reason. Anumantam, it permits you to do whatever you want, it doesn't interfere. It's your wish. Why? Because your gunas are pushing you to do something. It will only provide you the ability to achieve that. It will not interfere. That's why do I see bad things when God is inside me? Because your gunas, which are the part of your mind, do not allow you to do good things. So that next chapter explains how do I overcome these gunas, how do I develop better gunas. All this will come in the next chapter, so pay attention. Then he says, this is the bharta, but this is only sustains you. Without this electricity, bulb will not glow. Like without this divine presence, Purusha within, body will not going to function. It is only bhokta. In a way, it enjoys everything that the body goes through. Enjoys means suffers also, apparently. Like electricity looks like colored because of the colored glass or colored bulb. But Maheshwara, but it is Lord. It is supreme. It is not affected truly. Then Paramatmeti, this only is the ultimate electricity also, Paramatma. This is Jivatma, Purusha is called Jivatma, the same thing is Paramatma also. When it is not limiting itself to that bulb, it suddenly realizes, I am not the one stuck in this bulb, I am the whole circuit, I am everywhere. Like the space is everywhere. Today it's called Premamritam space, this is called stage, that is called audience space, bathroom, bedroom, all these are divisions of the space. But if I break all the walls, all space will become one. So same Jivatma only is Paramatma, is declaring this again equating Jivatma with Paramatma. And cha api yukto dehesmin Purusha paraha. That Paramatma is also in this body only. Dvasuparna, two birds, no. But actually there are no two birds, there are no two electricity. Shloka is saying like that. This Purusha's true nature is what? He only is Paramatma. That Purusha only is Paramatma. This is being declared over here. It is also residing in the body. Now you cannot say, oh, Paramatma I thought lives in some heaven, Vaikuntha. No, it doesn't. The God doesn't live. That is one form of God that lives there. But the true Nirakara God lives in everyone. This is the idea. But why are we not realizing it? Similar, because of ignorance. Paramatma is what he is. But when he enters the Prakriti, he behaves according to the Prakriti. Like an employee starts behaving in front of his boss, or a student starts behaving well in front of his teacher. So that is how Prakriti's presence makes the Purusha behave, appears to make Purusha behave differently, but that Purusha only is Paramatma. 24th shloka, ya evam vetti purusham prakriti cha gunai saha sarvatha vartamanopi nasa bhuyo vijayate. What is the falashruti of this knowledge? What do you attain out of it? It says, once you know this difference between Prakriti and Purusha, what are their qualities and how this guna is doing this, at that point of time, even though you are living in the body, you are free. Once you know that you are Purusha and not the Prakriti, you are being dragged into everything because of your association with Prakriti. The moment you distance yourself, you are free. When you are free, here and now. And such a person does not have another birth. Why? Because there are no desires left. Prakriti creates desires. No desires left. You are free. That is the idea. So, such a person is called Jivan Mukta or Videha Mukta. When he is in body, he is called Jivan Mukta. As he is now, he is free. And when he leaves the body, he is called Videha Mukta. He is free then also. That mukti, that moksha is the essence of our scriptures. That is the goal of all our lives. What is mukti? Not something to be attained in some place, somewhere, sometime. Here and now, ability to differentiate between the Purusha and the Prakriti, Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. That ability itself will make you free. Let somebody try to make you sad, you will not become sad. You will say, mind may go through some emotions, I am not the mind. That is why this Nirvana Shatakam has been instituted. Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, Naham, Nacha Shrotra, Jihve, Nacha Grana Netre, Nacha Vyoma Bhumi, Na Tejo, Na Vayu, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. All those aspects of Prakriti, Kshetra have been incorporated into this. So you have to be reminding yourself all the time. That's how you will attain it. So if we don't know that I am only that Purusha, therefore we go through the misery. So this is the story of 10 friends who crossed a river. And after crossing the river, by swimming, they decided we will count whether we are 10 or not. So they started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He said only 9 are there, 10th is not there. You count, that fellow, next fellow started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 are there, 10th is not there. All 9 of them counted, all 10 of them counted that there are only 9. Why? They are not counting themselves. So one guru came, he saw they were all crying. We lost one fellow in the river. So the guru said, no, you are counting it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then he said, oh yes, we are 10. Everybody tried. Oh yes, we are 10. Suddenly they are happy now. But truth is that were they really 10 or were they 9? They were 10 only. They counted it wrongly. This wrong counting has caused misery. This wrong understanding of Purusha, that it is Prakriti, has caused the misery. The moment you can count right, it means the moment you can differentiate the two, this is Prakriti. It goes through its motions, changes, vikaras. It's its nature. I can't help that. And I am not that. I am different from that. Immediately your misery is gone. These are 10-step Viveka is there. Agyana, Avarana, Vikshepa, Paroksha Jnana, Aparoksha Jnana, Dukkha Nivrutti, Ananda Prapti. These are the 7 steps in which you attain the wisdom, they say. First is Ajnana, wrong counting. Then Avarana. Despite all standing, you are not able to see yourself, so you are not counting yourself in. Vikshepa, then you conclude wrongly. We are only 9, one has died. Then Paroksha Jnana, a teacher will come and tell, count properly, you are 10. Okay, we are 10. Then Aparoksha Jnana, you count yourself, then you realize directly, yes, we are 10. What teacher is saying is true. Then Dukkha Nivritti, immediately all your sorrow disappears. Ananda Prapti, you attain happiness. Similarly, we are counting ourselves as Prakriti, but we are Purusha. We are counting ourselves as Kshetra, but we are Kshetrajna, the knower of the whole thing. Such a person who realizes this becomes free, and such a person is never born again, in the sense never bound by. They may be born if God wills. They have to come to help others, they will be coming. But they have graduated, they have passed their exams. They don't have to come to the same class. They may come back as a teacher to teach some more people about that knowledge, but they are not forced to come back into this class. 25th shloka, Dhyanena Atmani Pashyanti Kechid Atmanam Atmana. How do people realize this difference? Some people do dhyana. Aham Brahma, Aham Brahma, Aham Brahma. They continuously meditate. So much so that like that boy, the truth reveals itself. So some people do dhyana. Through that they hold that one thought steadily in their mind, and through that they attain the truth. Kechid Atmana. Some people, Kaschid Dhira, because all our senses, Paranchi Khani, they keep running outside. Getting them back is very difficult. But somebody, Kaschid Dhira, Pratyagatmana Mayakshat, Avrita Chakshuhu, Amritat Swarup. So that person who can turn his gaze inwards. Why? Because he wants immortality, he wants to understand the truth. Such a person can do dhyana. Otherwise, all the time our attention is outside, not within us. Such a person sees the self in the self by the self. What is the instrument of knowing? Yourself. Where you will know yourself? In yourself. Whom you will know? Yourself. So it is Jnanam Jneyam Tatha Gyata Tritayam Nasti Vastavam. This is another concept of Vedanta. The knower, knowledge and the known, all are one only. What else happens to others who cannot do dhyana? Some people are there. The moment they sit for dhyana only, their mind runs everywhere. Sankhya Yoga, Anye Sankhyena Yogena. Sankhya Yoga is what? Second chapter was there. Analytical knowledge. Definition of God is unchangeable. I am supposed to be God, but this body is changing. So I am not the body. So this whole Nirvana Shatakam is Sankhya Yoga. Neti, neti, neti. This is not me, this is not me, this is not me, this is not me. After discarding everything, what remains is only me. So Nirvana Shatakam discards almost everything. What remains is Chidananda Rupaha. That is what Shivoham. Shiva means not Lord Shiva. Shiva means auspiciousness, goodness. That alone I am. So this is the idea. So Sankhya Yoga you can do, analysis you can do. Or Karma Yogena Chapre, even that is not possible for me, then Karma Yoga is given for you. Karma Yoga we read in the first 6 chapters, a lot of Karma Yoga. In that what is he saying? Do your duty, offer it to God, purify your heart. In that purity God will manifest. That's why he said purity is equal to divinity. Purify how? By selfless service. Are we giving you an opportunity to do selfless service in our institutions? Yes. If you can't do dhyana, do sankhya, read a lot of scriptures, listen to these discourses, analyze them, mananam you do. Not able to get that right, do selfless service. Someday you will be able to purify yourself. Your mind will become steady and then you will realize divinity. Even that is not possible. What can you do? Anyetvet Anyetu evam ajanantaha shrutvanyebhya upasate. All others who can't even do, they don't even know this concept, they listen to the people who know about it. So Guru meva abhigachet. They go to a guru and ask the guru, please teach us about this knowledge, because they're interested in it. And what are they? Shruti parayanaha. They are interested in the scriptures. Shastrasya. We remember Shraddha. They have Shraddha. Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddha Avadharanam. They were very, very, very interested in what Guru is saying, what scriptures are saying, and they try to believe and try to follow. What happens to them? Te bicha Atitarantyeva mrutyum. They also cross over this death. Death means death of the body and not yours. You will realize that and you become immortal. And the next one, it says, Yavat sanjayate kinchit sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetra sanyogat tadviddhi bharatarshaba. Whatever you see in this world, moving or unmoving, you may say, this is a stone. Is there consciousness in the stone? Is kshetrajna in the stone? Is purusha in the stone? Yes, our scriptures say yes. Stone is not dead. Stone is also alive. In that also there is divinity. Remember the story of Gyanadeva, when one sage comes to meet him, one yogi with Siddha, who comes in on a tiger, sitting on a tiger, keeping a snake as the leash to the tiger. And he comes to Gyanadeva. Gyanadeva says, what is going on? Namadeva or Gyanadeva, one of them. So what is that you are doing? He says, Gyanadeva says, oh, you have come on a tiger. And he did not have any vehicle to go to him. So his brother, sister, Nivritti, Sopan, all others say, how do we go to him? He's coming on a tiger. He's so powerful. How do we go? He says, no problem. We are sitting on this wall, no? Wall will take us there. How can wall take us there? Wall is not a moving animate object. Gyanadeva says, no problem, it will go. He taps the wall and says, let's go and meet that Siddha. The wall starts moving. Unless you firmly believe that it is God only, like Prahalada, then God will manifest. So Gyanadeva could move the wall. Why? Wall could listen to Gyanadeva. Kanakadasa sang to Krishna. A statue of Krishna turns itself. That's the story. How did a physical matter turn? It's not, unless, law of inertia is there. Unless pushed or force is applied, nothing moves. Then how it moved? What moved it? Something moved it from within, because outside force was not there. No pressure was applied. So what was applied? Something from within moved. So that consciousness moved it. See, very interesting. This is for science people. Somebody sent me an article on the Nobel Prize in Physics that was received this year, 2022, by 3 people, Clauser, Allen and Zellinger. What did they prove? They prove one Bell theory was there about the connection between photons, you see. Einstein gave the quantum mechanics theory that everything is connected in the universe. Then when Bell was there, he tried to disprove it, saying that there are some things which we are not able to grasp. But it is not true that things behave because they know each other. No, there is some variables. It's called hidden variable theory. We are not able to decipher it. It doesn't mean that what Einstein says that everything is connected is true. So they have tried to disprove it, the Bell and his group. But recently the Nobel Prize was awarded to 3 people who did experiments in 3 different times, but they shared the prize because they proved the Bell theory wrong. They said everything is connected. There are no variables which are hidden, which we are not able to decipher. So it's called, they have given Nobel Prize for experiments with entangled photons, establishing the violation of Bell inequalities for this. And this is a longer theorem, but this is the basic idea. 2 photons which are spinning in the opposite direction, if you split them, send them to the corners of the universe, if you measure the spin of one photon, you will exactly know the opposite spin will be in the other photon, though it's miles apart. They are still connected, they know each other. How does this happen? Now string theory has come up, unified field theory was there. It means all the universe is connected with some kind of a force which is called unified field force. That's what they call it now. They're still trying to prove, but at least they're not able to disprove it. I'm happy about it. When they prove it, good for them, but they're not able to disprove it. But we have, say, prano hi yesha sarvabhutair vibhati. Everything is done by that same one prana. So this is a quantum theory which says observed is not independent of the observer. So they talk about observed and observer, and they're saying observed kshetra is not independent of the observer, kshetrajna. Prakriti is not independent of the Purusha. It means Purusha is not independent of the Prakriti too. See, this is the scientific term. Observer is not independent of the observed is not independent of the observer. This is the latest physics Nobel Prize. I'm sure some students who are interested in particle physics and quantum mechanics, they can take it from there and try to prove it using our consciousness theory. But as I said, science depends on instruments which are external. And Atma by definition is something which cannot be measured by external things. So how can you both meet? It's not possible. At best you can get closer and closer and closer, but you can't point it out. Because na tat, na sat, na asat. Scientific minds cannot grasp it. Nityo anityanam chestanaschetana. It is there in everything. In imperishable, in everything. So that is the idea. So wherever you see this, anything, any manifestation, no, there is a kshetra. Of course you know it, kshetra is there. All elements are there. Kshetrajna is also there in some hidden form. No, for sure it is saying. Next one, samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinashyastu avinashyatvam Avinashyantam sab ya pashyati sa pashyati. Very important shloka. Who is really seeing things correctly? The one who sees the indestructible in all that is destructible, who sees Paramatma in the Jivatma or in the Prakriti. Such person alone is truly able to see the truth. All others are seeing falsehood only. That is our scriptural truth. And such a person, samam sarveshu bhuteshu, because that Atma is equally present in everyone. Nobody is less more. From the animal to the bird to the tree to the river to the mountain, moon, sun, to you, me and everybody, good, bad, ugly people. In everyone that Atma is present equally, like the electricity is present equally in all the bulbs. Looks different because of the type of bulbs. So that Atma is present in all. How? Vinashyastu avinashtam. It is indestructible. That is what I pulled out a shloka from Kathopanishad. Nityo anityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yodidati kaman. It is the nitya in the anitya. Body dies, Atma doesn't die. This we have learned in second chapter itself. That the kledayantyapo, whatever, shoshayati maruta, all that stuff. It is like a garment we change. We change our bodies, Atma remains. So this is the idea of indestructibility of Atman, and you must believe in that. Samam pashyahi sarvatra samavasthita ishwaram na hinastyatmanatmanam tato yati paramgatim. Such a person who knows this truth will not destroy himself. What do you mean by destroying yourself or harming yourself? So many people commit suicides. Suicide rate in India and the world has gone up, especially in teenage. Why? I'm useless, I'm good for nothing, I got less marks, I'm not capable of... All kinds of depressing thoughts. Why they're getting these thoughts? Because they're considering themselves only as body and the mind. If they knew their Atma beyond this, they have some other capabilities, maybe it's not been found out, they should work on it. Maybe they're a singer or a musician, Marx is not everything. They will not destroy themselves. Even if they think they're Atman beyond death and birth, hopefully they will not destroy themselves. But this truth is not being taught to any students in any schools. Even elders don't know it. So people are harming themselves. So he says, such people harm themselves who do not know this truth. Even the greatest harm is what? You got a human birth and then you decided not to realize divinity. And you got entangled in the world, enjoyed the world and died a terrible death. What is the use? That's why Upanishads say, Surya Nam Te Loka Andhena Tamsavrita. Such people who do not work on their spiritual welfare, they enter a dark world. So dark. No light is there, it seems. Tanste Pretyabhi Gachanti Yeke Cha Atmahano Janaha. Those people who destroy themselves, they commit their suicide like that. Why? Because though they got this human birth, they got admission in Lokaseva institutions, they attended Paravidya workshops, they are listening to Bhagavad Gita, yet they are not interested in any spiritual practices. They want to have a good, happy, enjoying life. Such people are destroying themselves according to our scriptures. And such people have no redemption. They'll reach a dark place. Dark place means a terrible place where you can't see anything, you can't experience anything. You're miserable. If we lock you up in a dark room where there is no light, no air, no ventilation forever, how will you feel? That's how the soul feels. Lost and troubled when it has not realized that Atma only is Paramatma. It thinks it's Jivatma stuck with the body. It suffers. That's Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. Again, who sees really? The one who sees all the actions are happening in Prakriti by Prakriti. Purusha is not the doer. Electricity is not the doer. It is simply flowing. All the light is happening because of the bulb. Red light, blue light, green light happening because of the bulb. Like that, all the behavior in the world, all the activities, all the events are happening because of Prakriti and its gunas. It is responsible. Purusha is simply not the doer. It is a witness. That idea of being witness, that is what I will practice. What you are practice? I am seeing this. How? Eyes. Who? Even if I close eyes, I can see. Who is seeing? Mind. Who is seeing the mind? Who knows that the mind is able to see through the eyes? Something. I am that. And establish yourself in that and distance yourself from your mind, you will distance from emotions. Distance yourself from the body, you will distance from all the desires. And wait and watch like how you establish yourself and see. Absolute peace. You will experience absolute peace. You will feel you are 1 inch inside your body. When you walk around, you will feel you are inside a capsule. You are here, your body, mind is here, your body is here, as if you have worn 2 garments and you are roaming around. Others may see you as whatever dress you are wearing, but you know who you are. Such a person cannot be disturbed. You will be peaceful. So that is the idea of this, that akartaram, that doer is nothing. He doesn't do anything. He just watches, witnesses. Everything is done by this Prakriti, our nature, our gunas. Yada bhuta pratak bhavam ekastha anupashyati tat eva vicha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. He says those who realize that in all these different beings there is only one who is established. Such a person sees everything as the extension of the same Brahma. Same consciousness is manifesting in so many forms. Ekatma sarvabhutantaratma. Everything is that, but looks different. Why? Because he is trying to perceive the electricity and not the bulbs. So he is able to understand the truth. Such a person sees everything as the extension of the electricity only, as the expansion of the Brahman only. So everywhere, that is why Aham Brahma, Sarvam Brahma. The Sarvam Brahma comes from this idea that everything is that Eko Vashi Sarvabhutantaratma Ekam Rupam Baudhayat Karoti. Kathopanishad says there is only one controller of everything. He only makes everything appear as different. That is the idea. Yatha Sarvagatam Saukshmya Akasham Nopalipyate. Like the Akasha, space. Very sukshma, it is subtle. We cannot see the space. I told you, we can say objects, but we cannot see the space. Unless the light goes, hits and reflects back, we cannot see anything. Likewise, black holes are there in the universe. We can't see those because they don't allow the light to reflect back. So like that, space also is not seen because light just passes through without reflection. So what happens? Because of its subtle nature, we don't see it. Like that, sarvatra avasthito dehe tathatma nopalipyate. Likewise, though this Atma is present in every cell of our body, everywhere, it is there, it is not seen, and it is not bound. Do you think, like example of space here, suppose I make a bathroom on this stage. Will that space of the bathroom become unsacred? The place may become unsacred, but bathroom is not unsacred. The space is not unsacred. Rain happens, sky becomes humid, space does not become humid. When fire is burning, maybe the atmosphere oxygen is there. So in oxygen may catch fire, but the space is not burnt. This is the subtleness of the Atman is saying. Because Atma is the closest example is space. So he says in the same way, this Atma is not affected by whatever is happening in the body. It remains unattached. We feel it is attached and suffer. That is our problem, wrong counting. Then, yatha prakasha yatyekah krishnam lokam imam ravihi kshetram kshetri tatha krishnam prakashayati bharata. Just as one sun illumines the whole world, likewise this one Atma only is illumining everything. Illumining means is helping us to experience everything. Dukkha also we are experiencing because the ability of Atma which enables the mind and the body to experience dukkha. Sukha also is coming because of that. Sukha dukkha may exist in Prakriti, but Atma is the one which enables that to be experienced. But if you distance ourselves from Prakriti and Atma becomes detached, Sukha dukkha will be happening there, you are away. See, screen is there. On screen pictures are going on. Is the screen picture? No. Is the picture screen? No. But both are entangled with each other, right? If I sing a song, you will think screen is singing a song. Because the screen appears to sing a song. But screen is unattached. Like that is Atma only is illumining everything, every cell of the body, yet it is unattached. It is like a display of Prakriti on Atma as a screen. You see movies. First Saturday you saw a movie in which there is a war, a lot of bloodshed. You all felt terrible, came out. But did screen become sad? Oh, I had saw a Mahabharata war movie. Next time you saw a cartoon movie, very happy and everybody giggled and laughed. Did the screen become happy and started dancing and jumping? But everything that you saw was playing on the screen, yet screen did not become happy or sad. Likewise, this Atma is the reason why everything is you are experiencing, yet Atma does not become truly happy or sad. At that moment, at that scene, it may appear, there is a sad thing going on. Screen is not affected. This is the idea of Atma and Prakriti. Final shloka, thank God. Kshetra kshetragnayoh eva mantaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakti moksham cha ye viduryanti te param. The one who truly realizes the difference between the kshetra and the kshetrajna. So only kshetrajna is mentioned towards the end. That Paramatma only is this Atma. In one sentence he told of. That is kshetrajna. It knows everything. It experiences everything. But sometimes wrongly thinks that it is the Prakriti. At that moment it is called Jivatma. Otherwise it is Paramatma only. So this is what it says and says, Kshetra Kshetragamyo Ved. The one who understands the antaram, difference between the two, how Jnana Chakshusha, with a subtle vision, subtle understanding, not physically. Can I differentiate your Kshetra and Kshetrajna from you? You can't. You will kill the person in process of differentiating the two. You cannot. It's so entangled. Can you differentiate the screen from the picture? You can't separate them. Either if you separate them, what will happen? Picture will disappear. So it cannot happen. Yet you should know. How you know? You know there is a screen. Before the picture, the screen was there. Now also screen is there, but I can only see the picture. When I switch off the picture, screen is back. Likewise, one boy went with the father to see a movie, and he wanted to know what is a screen. First time he went to a movie theater. What is a 70 screen? He said, when his movie started off, unfortunately, when they reached late. So when the movie was playing, the son asked, "What is the screen, Papa?" Papa said, "You see that? That is the screen." What? He saw a hut, a house. Is the house screen? Father said, "No." What is behind the house? "Oh, that tree which is behind the house, is that the screen?" He said, "No." What is behind the tree? "Is that mountain which is behind the screen, behind the tree, is that the screen?" Father said, "No." "What is behind that?" "The sky which is behind the mountain, is that the screen?" He says, "No, there is something behind that." Child could not understand. But in the intermission, the movie was switched off, the screen became visible. He said, "This is the screen." So like that, Atma is everywhere. Only a Jnani with a Jnana Chakshu, means the subtle eye, subtle experience, subtle understanding can know that Atma exists. Such a person, Bhuta Prakriti Moksham cha, he gets freed of this Prakriti. He doesn't get freed of the Atman, he gets freed of Prakriti. This wrong notion that I am the Prakriti, I am the Kshetra, I am the body and the mind and the emotions, vikaras. He gets rid of this idea. That's why he called moksha is equal to moha kshaya. Delusion is destroyed, that is moksha. When we are counting it right and know the 10th is me only, which I was not counting, that is moksha from the dukkha. The moment we know we are not the body and mind, we are not the Prakriti, but we are the Purusha, that is moksha. And the one who attains that, attains the highest param viduryanti te param. The one who viduhu knows it, yanti reaches what? Param, the highest state. There is nothing beyond this. Sa kashtha, sa paragatihi. That is the highest state that you can experience in your life. Every other state is only lower than that. So this is the entire Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. As I said, this is the soul of Bhagavad Gita. If everything else is to be compared with the mind, because a lot of concepts and discussions and arguments, and the body, a lot of activities, how to behave, how to think, this is the Purusha of the Bhagavad Gita, this chapter. Soul of Bhagavad Gita this is. And we must know these concepts thoroughly. Keep reading it, keep repeating it. Repeat it any number of times, it's not a harm. It will someday reveal its truth to you. Till then, prayatno videya, keep putting efforts. Don't give up, don't give up. That's what our scriptures say. Don't give up till you have achieved the goal. Uttishtata, jagrata, prapya, varan nibodhata, shurasya dhara, dishita durutyaya. Though it is a difficult one, lot of Sanskrit, lot of heavy concepts, lot of subtle things. This is like walking on a razor's edge. You may misunderstand it also. If you don't understand it is okay. If you misunderstand it is worse. But carefully, with a guru's grace, with guidance, one you will be able to cross over and understand this truth. That encouragement our scriptures give. Come on, get up, start walking, don't stop. You will reach the goal, don't worry, don't give up, don't stop. That's all it is telling. Okay? So you keep walking this path of Bhagavad Gita. It is the most valuable scripture that Indian rishis or Indian culture has ever produced. And it transcends the barriers of religions, castes, geographies, nationalities, languages, status. Everything it transcends. This is available for everyone. This is not a religious book. This is a spiritual book. It's for all. If you students will learn this well, practice it in your life, make it to your experiential, direct experiential reality, and you teach it to thousands and thousands of others in your life, not just by preaching, but by very practice, I will be so happy. I will feel all the effort that has been put by rishis, by the teachers of this Bhagavad Gita, by all those who have kept this tradition alive, and to me and everybody else who has helped continue these sessions. We will all feel very fulfilled. So that is the gift that you can give back as your Guru Dakshina by practicing and teaching it to many more people.